Mm-hmm. What viral munchies? So yes, as always, I ask you to follow me on social media at Loch121. That's LOCH121. Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr, Snapchat, Facebook. Here on YouTube, subscribe, comment, and all that. So I want to talk about one of my favorite shows on TV, The Leftovers on HBO. It's been what, 2 years since we saw an episode of this show or something. Wasn't on since 2015. So let's get this show. Is complex, and I don't want to be here all day through, you know what I'm saying, what happened, and we're gonna run through, um, some predictions and whatnot and all that. Let me try to set up my little chat just in case I need that. Hope y'all doing all right out there. And maybe somebody will get up in the chat when I'm trying to do all this. Let's see. Trying to open up my okay. Boom. Got that opened up. It's live internet, live TV, people. Sometimes it bees like that. So the show starts off in seemed like a colonial time or something. I don't know, pilgrims, but it's 1854. And you see a wife and she got a husband and a kid. And evidently she believes in some preacher who's saying that the rapture is coming and the end of the world is coming. And I believe the date he gives at first is April the 16th, 1844. I believe that's the second date that he gave actually. So eventually the husband stops believing in this because they're going out and they're standing on the roof and I guess waiting on the rapture at night in these white um, robes that look like the guilty remnant. So um, eventually, the husband and kids stop believing. They have given away all their possessions and everything. The people in town think they stupid. And she goes on the roof by herself and it rains. And then the next morning she's looking crazy walking through town and she goes to the church and she lays down in her white robe and it looks like other people are laying down too, but it's kind of confusing because it transitions into the guilty remnant back in Jordan after the riot from last season's finale. And I don't know what that represents exactly, but it could be Nora. That lady in that pilgrim time could be like Nora, or it could be Kevin. So Meg says to Evie, beautiful Evie and beautiful Meg, that she would be a better leader. You know what I'm saying? She tells her she can talk, and she says something about Siegfried and Roy, and she says, the tiger's just a with a tiger, it's just a matter of time before one of those fuckers bites your face off. And I think that they like drilled like a hole in the window or something, like a target. And Evie goes out and she sees a plane and they bomb where they are. It is ill because they show the reflection through, Evie's perspective and all that. So the bomb hits, time jump. I don't know what's going on. You really know what's going on in this show. So Kev is the sheriff riding around on a white horse. That reminded me of Behold the Pale White Horse, Bible and the book. And people can come into Jordan evidently now. It ain't like how it used to be. Tommy, Lori's son, and his stepson is now a cop as well. And it had a funny thing with Gary Busey. Gary Busey is one of the celebrities who disappeared apparently. So um so after that, Kev finds this flyer saying it's 14 days to go as far as some kind of prediction for something. I don't know who predicted it, and I don't know what it is. I don't know where it came from, but whatever. So Kev goes to Matt's church, thinking that Matt is the one who's handing out these flyers. Well, he probably is, but so he goes to the church. You see Mary, she's still conscious and got a toddler. And then you see Michael, which is John, the black dude, and Erica's son, reading something, and he, packs it up real quick or whatever. And Matt warns, Kevin warns Matt about the flyers, and he's like, I didn't do it. And when Kevin leaves, Matt asks Mike if he saw it, and we don't know what that it is yet. So Nora works for the police, or she works for the DSD, some kind of federal agency, I guess, that tracks disappearances or departures. She already did that before, matter of fact. So I guess she's doing the same job or something similar. So next up, we see Dean, who from season 1, who really, people didn't even know if Dean was real. But yeah, Dean is definitely real. And he says that something about he was catering at some kind of event, and a senator from Wyoming ordered a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and he bit it, and he found dog DNA on it, and he thinks dogs are taking over the world or something. So, which in this show, that ain't really hard to believe. So, and they was killing dogs in the first season. So something with dogs. I don't know what it is, but it's definitely something with dogs. So, they also, Dean, he blows like a dog whistle, thinking Kevin will react, but he didn't. But who knows what Dean saw in his brain though. So, John and Lori are married or something. They're married, so John, Erica's ex, and Evie and Michael's father is married to Lori, who is Kevin's ex-wife, and Tommy and Jill's mother. That happened in that 3-year jump. They're running some kind of, I don't know. I don't know if I could call it a scam, because they're doing basically kind of what she was doing with Tommy, where John is like some kind of prophet, or he can touch people and heal them, kind of like Wayne. But and they're paying, but they're shredding the money though. About, or it looked like they shredding the money, unless there was a money counter, but it seemed like they're shredding the money. I don't know. So Tommy has a birthday party. Gio comes by. They telling stories about when they turned 25, and Kev explains how he met Lori, like in a car accident when Tommy was 2. And Matt, the preacher guy, who is Nora's brother, he just acting real funny and asking about specific things, whatever. And I noticed that Kev is wearing a golden crown. So yeah, I think that's important. So Jill asked about um, Lily, who is just missing. I'm gonna, I don't know if Lily is dead, but maybe somebody came, and maybe Christine came and got her. That's the mother, or one of Wayne's relatives. You know what I'm saying? That could happen too. So, uh, I wonder where Jill lives at too. So Kev and Nora go to sleep, and they wake up, and she goes out to ride the bike, and he gets some electrical tape and wraps a plastic bag around his head and looks like he's committing suicide. And then you see him come out and he's chilling after that. I mean, I got some theories on that. So it reminded me of Groundhog Day. But so he gets a call about some kids or people putting poison in the water in the creek, and the church people trying to baptize people there. So they're up there and they're protesting because they killed the whole guilty remnant set. Because in this universe they kill cults. So while it does seem excessive, this is what they do. So 93 members were killed by a military drone 3 years ago. You know what I'm saying? So people think the water is poison. Kevin just jumps in the water and is baptized by Michael. And he didn't even know if it was poison or not. So afterwards, Kevin tells Michael that that didn't count. So they blamed the guilty remnants dying on like a cigarette, getting lit in a gas leak or whatever. So they're driving, and Dean starts. Well, one thing about that scene, before we go on, it was ill because the church people were mad wearing white, like the guilty remnant, and these new protesters were wearing red shirts. So it was like the church people looked like the guilty remnant, and they was throwing rocks at them and all kind of stuff. So okay, so Tommy and Dean, they start driving. I mean, Tommy and Kevin start driving, and Dean starts busting at them while they driving. They get in a car wreck. Boom, Tommy dome pieces them. Dean, like The Walking Dead, blows his brains out, right? And so Kev, like you ever killed somebody? Which he has killed somebody. Tommy has killed before, but he says he killed somebody before, and he talked about that time in purgatory when he killed Patty, ain't that her name? The guilty remnant leader and her security. And then a dog eats Dean's sandwich. So that was like a little play on how the dude originally bit the sandwich and dog DNA was on it. Now a dog took the sandwich anyway. So Mary wants to leave Matt because he won't let her leave the city because he thinks that she'll go back into that coma. And she snitches on Matt and tells Matt that tells Kevin that Matt is writing a book about Kevin and about him coming back to life. So Kev goes to the church, asks about the book. Matt says, it's time. Matt says it's true and it all happened and it's still happening. You know what I'm saying? So John is just weird. He walks in the church. Kev tells Mike they're writing a gospel about him. He tells John that. John says, he like, I shot you in the chest and you got up and walked around and you lived. Matt says, he tried to drown himself and, it was an earthquake to stop his death. Mike says, you drank poison and you went to the other side, you died and came back. Matt says that he can't die in Jordan. Kevin can't die in Jordan. And basically, Kev has been looking like Jesus because he got this beard or whatever. Side note. So they give Kev the book and say, they trust he'll do the right thing or whatever. And he's about to throw it in the fire. And he sees a plane up above him, and the plane it writes in the sky, in smoke or whatever, 13 days to go until whatever this date is they're talking about. So then you see a bird fly in front of the plane, and it transitions into a scene where you see an old lady, and she's trapping these birds, and she goes to a nun who like takes the birds, and the nun asked the lady who they don't show her face, um, does the name Kevin mean anything to her? And she says, no. And they show the face, and the lady who is called Sarah is an older Nora. And she kind of got bad skin. And I think they're in Australia because the trailers showed them going to Australia in the preview for the season. So, some other predictions and side notes is John is really weird, acting nice and peaceful. And basically, uh, Michael, John, and Matt are worshiping Kevin like Jesus or something, or a new apostle or prophet or something. But it's been 7 years since the departure, and people think that something else is going to happen. So another thing is, the church people, like I said, wore white like the guilty remnant. So that was kind of crazy. I think the guilty remnant will come for revenge, and that's gonna mess up the town and force people to leave, force at least Kevin and Nora to leave. I think that Kevin will keep that book, take on like a Jesus-like persona, and will have a huge cult that will affect the world, and he'll probably die. If not, he is still with Nora in hiding, and that's why she goes by Sarah now. The lady, she said, does the name Kevin mean anything to you? Like he's a saint or something, though. Like somebody asking, do you know Jesus? You know what I'm saying? I don't know why Lori and John are shredding money. Why? 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 I'm wondering, did Christine come to take Lily? Where is the black baby? Did Angelina Jolie come and adopt the black baby? Is Kevin going to purgatory by suicide all the time? Is he trying to figure out what's going on by killing himself? Or he's killing himself for something, but he's not dying, which they said he can't die at something, at least in Jordan. The baptism reminded me of like the baptism of Jesus, but you got I forgot who did that, but I know that like the Gospel of Matthew, which you have Matt talks about the baptism of Jesus in the New Testament, and in the Gospel of Matthew, Matt, um, you know, they both preachers, and they write about interpretations of the life of a Jesus-like person. And also, there's a John in the Bible, and he talks about um, the baptism, I believe, the death, the burial, the resurrection, the post-resurrection appearances of Jesus. And so, you got a John and a Matt in the Bible. I'm still trying to figure out why they're shredding money. That's what I want to know. I want to know why they're shredding the money. Why the fuck are you shredding money? Anyway, I think I pretty much got everything covered. It was a quick one now, but it was my thoughts on it. It's still the morning. My mind still ain't all the way there, but pardon me for any mistakes. But yeah, I do kind of think that maybe that woman at the beginning in the pilgrim type scene may represent Nora or something. Like maybe Nora starts believing in Kevin and she just believes until she has nothing. Or maybe Kevin is still alive and still around. But yeah, I'm out. Follow Munchies Loch. Follow me at Loch121, LOCH121, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, all that. Check out my links. Definitely subscribe and comment. And yeah, give me anything you think could make the videos better or any of that. Check out my music, check out my videos. But yeah, check them links out, and I'm out like that. But I do love this damn show though. Never know what to expect. Peace.